Welcome to a quick look at four classic U.S. Washington quarter coins: 1966, 1967, 1971, and 1977. These coins feature the iconic portrait of George Washington and represent an important period when the United States transitioned from silver coins to copper-nickel-clad coinage for everyday circulation. All of these quarters were mainly produced at the Denver Mint and other U.S. mints. They carry powerful national symbols such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum. The design was created by John Flanagan and remained consistent across these years. The 1967 United States quarter dollar is a fascinating coin that reflects a unique and transitional period in American numismatic history. Officially inscribed with United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust, this coin belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. The obverse of the 1967 quarter features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, a design created by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's profile is dignified and classical, symbolizing strength, leadership, and the enduring legacy of America's first president. Above his head is the word Liberty, while the phrase In God We Trust appears to the left of his portrait. The year 1967 is struck at the bottom, marking the coin's place in a historically significant era. The reverse design of the 1967 quarter continues the iconic heraldic eagle motif that had been used since the beginning of the Washington series. The eagle is shown with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, representing readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath symbolize peace. Above the eagle appears the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many one, emphasizing unity among the states. Around the top edge of the coin is the inscription United States of America, and at the bottom is the denomination quarter dollar. The design is both bold and symbolic, capturing the balance between power and peace that defines the ideals of the United States. One of the most important aspects of the 1967 quarter is its composition. Prior to 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to a nationwide coin shortage and the rising cost of silver, the United States Mint made a major change in coinage composition starting in 1965. By 1967, quarters were being struck using a clad composition, consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between layers of copper-nickel alloy. This gave the coin its distinctive silver-like appearance, while eliminating the intrinsic silver value that had caused hoarding of earlier coins. The edge of the coin reveals this layered structure, showing a copper stripe between the outer layers. Another notable feature of the 1967 quarter is the absence of a mint mark. During the years 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint deliberately removed mint marks from coins in an effort to discourage collectors from hoarding coins based on their mint origin. As a result, all 1967 quarters appear without a mint mark, regardless of whether they were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This makes the 1967 issue unique and easily identifiable within the Washington Quarter Series. The 1967 quarter was produced in very large numbers, with a mintage exceeding 1.5 billion coins. This high production level was part of the government's effort to address the coin shortage that had plagued the nation during the mid-1960s. Because of this massive mintage, the 1967 quarter is generally considered a common coin, and most examples found in circulation today carry only face value. However, coins in uncirculated condition, especially those with strong luster and minimal contact marks, can command a premium among collectors. Additionally, special issues known as special mint sets, SMS, were produced in 1967, featuring coins with a higher quality finish than regular circulation strikes. These SMS coins are particularly desirable and can be more valuable, especially in high grades. In terms of physical specifications, the 1967 quarter has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs approximately 5.67 grams. It has a reeded edge, which consists of a series of grooves around the circumference of the coin. This feature, originally designed to prevent the shaving of precious metal from coins, remains a standard element even after the transition to clad coinage. The coin's overall design and specifications have remained largely unchanged, since the introduction of the clad composition, making it part of a consistent and recognizable series. Collectors often examine 1967 quarters for potential errors and varieties, which can significantly increase their value. Some known errors include double-die obverse or reverse designs, off-center strikes, and coins struck on incorrect planchets. While these errors are relatively rare, they are highly sought after in the numismatic market. Coins with unique or dramatic errors can sell for significantly higher prices than standard examples, making them an exciting find for collectors and enthusiasts. The historical context of the 1967 quarter adds to its significance. This was a time of economic change and modernization in the United States, and the shift away from silver coinage marked a turning point in the nation's monetary system. The decision to remove silver from circulating coins was driven by practical considerations, but it also signaled the end of an era in American coinage. The 1967 quarter stands as a tangible reminder of this transition, bridging the gap between traditional silver coins and the modern clad coins used today. Despite its common status, the 1967 Washington quarter remains an important piece for collectors, particularly those interested in completing a full set of Washington quarters or studying the evolution of U.S. coinage. Its historical significance, combined with its distinctive features, such as the absence of a mint mark and its clad composition, make it a noteworthy addition to any collection. For beginners, it offers an accessible entry point into coin collecting, while more advanced collectors may seek out high-grade examples or rare error varieties to enhance their collections. In conclusion, the 1967 United States quarter dollar is much more than just a piece of everyday currency. It represents a period of transition, innovation, and adaptation within the United States Mint. From its classic design honoring George Washington to its modern clad composition and unique minting characteristics, the 1967 quarter holds both historical and numismatic value. Whether found in pocket change or preserved in a collection, it continues to tell the story of a nation evolving to meet new economic realities, while maintaining its enduring symbols and traditions. The 1977 D. Washington quarter dollar is a fascinating piece of American coinage that reflects both historical continuity and modern minting practices in the United States. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1977, the design had already become one of the most recognizable in American numismatics, and millions of these coins were circulating widely across the country. The D Mint mark on the coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the major facilities responsible for producing U.S. coinage. The inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust are all key elements that reflect the nation's identity, values, and traditions. On the obverse front of the 1977 D. Washington quarter, you will find the left-facing profile portrait of George Washington. This iconic image was designed by John Flanagan, whose initials JF can be found subtly engraved on the coin. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, representing one of the core ideals of the United States. To the left of the portrait is the motto, In God We Trust, which became a standard inscription on U.S. coins in the 20th century, emphasizing the country's cultural and historical reliance on faith. Below the portrait is the date 1977, marking the year of issue, and just beside it is the small D mint mark, identifying Denver as the minting location. The portrait itself is detailed yet practical, designed to withstand heavy circulation while retaining recognizable features. The reverse back of the coin features a powerful and symbolic design, a bald eagle with wings spread wide perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, representing peace. This dual symbolism, war and peace, captures the balance that the United States strives to maintain. Above the eagle is the inscription United States of America, while below it is the denomination quarter dollar. The Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, appears above the eagle's head, signifying unity among the states. The eagle design remained in use for decades before being replaced in 1999 by the 50-state quarters program. In terms of composition, the 1977 D quarter is part of the copper-nickel clad coinage era that began in 1965. Prior to that, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver. but due to rising silver prices and hoarding, the composition was changed. The 1977 quarter consists of a pure copper core, sandwiched between outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This gives the coin its distinctive silver-like appearance, while keeping production costs low. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, with a reeded edge, grooved sides, designed to prevent counterfeiting and clipping. The mintage of the 1977 D Washington quarter was quite high, with over 256 million coins produced at the Denver Mint. Because of this large number, the coin is generally considered common and is still frequently found in circulation today. In most circulated conditions, its value remains close to its face value of 25 cents. However, in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially with high grades such as MS65 or higher, the coin can be worth several dollars to collectors. Coins with exceptional luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks are more desirable. Additionally, any errors or varieties, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual planchet issues, can significantly increase the coin's value. From a collector's perspective, the 1977 D quarter is often included in complete Washington quarter sets. While it may not be rare, it plays an important role in illustrating the transition to modern coinage and the continuity of American design traditions. Collectors often seek high-grade examples or coins with original mint luster to enhance their collections. Coin grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company are commonly used to authenticate and grade coins like this, providing assurance of quality and condition. Historically, the year 1977 itself was part of a period of relative economic recovery in the United States, following the challenges of the early 1970s, including inflation and the aftermath of the Vietnam War. Coins from this era circulated widely during a time of social and economic change, making them small but tangible artifacts of everyday American life. Though not rare, the 1977 D Washington quarter serves as a reminder of this period and continues to be appreciated by collectors and enthusiasts around the world. In conclusion, the 1977 D Washington quarter dollar is a classic example of U.S. coinage that combines historical symbolism, practical design, and modern materials. While it may not hold high monetary value in most cases, its historical significance, detailed design, and role in the broader Washington quarter series make it an important and interesting coin for both beginner and experienced collectors. Whether found in pocket change or preserved in a collection, this coin represents a piece of American heritage that has endured for decades. The 1966 Washington quarter dollar is an important and historic piece of modern United States coinage, representing a transitional era in American monetary history. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington quarter series, which was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. By 1966, the series had already become one of the most widely circulated and recognizable coin designs in the country. The obverse still carries the iconic portrait of George Washington, while the reverse features a bold eagle design symbolizing strength and national unity. The inscriptions, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust, reflect the core ideals and identity of the United States during the mid-20th century. One of the most significant aspects of the 1966 quarter is its composition and minting background. This coin was produced during the copper-nickel-clad era, which began in 1965 when the United States eliminated silver from circulating quarters due to rising silver prices and widespread hoarding. As a result, the 1966 quarter contains a pure copper core bonded with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change gave the coin its silver-like appearance while significantly reducing production costs. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters with a reeded edge to discourage counterfeiting and coin clipping. These specifications made it durable for everyday circulation while maintaining a familiar appearance for the public who were used to silver coins. The 1966 Washington quarter has an interesting mint mark situation that sets it apart from many other years. During the period from 1965 to 1967, the United States Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all circulating coins to discourage hoarding and collecting behavior that had occurred with silver coins. Because of this policy, the 1966 quarter carries no mint mark, regardless of whether it was struck in Philadelphia or other mint facilities. Most of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary facility responsible for circulating coinage during that time. This absence of mint mark is a key identifying feature for collectors studying mid-1960s U.S. coinage. The obverse design of the coin features the left-facing bust of George Washington, originally created by sculptor John Flanagan. Above his head appears the word liberty, symbolizing freedom as one of the founding principles of the United States. To the left of Washington's portrait is the motto "In God We Trust," which has been used on U.S. coinage for many decades and reflects the historical cultural values of the nation. Below the portrait is the date 1966, marking the year of issue. The design is simple yet powerful, intended to remain clear even after heavy circulation over time. On the reverse side of the 1966 quarter, the design displays a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, standing on a bundle of arrows. This represents military readiness and defense. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, symbolizing peace, showing the balance between strength and diplomacy. Above the eagle is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, which represents the unity of the states forming one nation. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar, clearly indicating the country of origin and denomination. This reverse design remained standard for Washington quarters until the late 1990s. In addition to regular circulation strikes, 1966 quarters were also produced as part of the Special Mint Set SMS program. These sets were issued instead of traditional proof sets during 1965 to 1967 due to changes in minting operations. SMS coins have a higher quality strike than regular circulation coins, with sharper details and a more refined surface finish, although they are not true proofs. Collectors often seek these special mint set coins because they exhibit a slightly mirror-like or satin finish and are more carefully produced. The Professional Coin Grading Service and other grading institutions frequently evaluate these coins to determine their condition and collectible value. The mintage of the 1966 Washington quarter was extremely high, with hundreds of millions of coins produced to meet the demand of everyday commerce in the United States. Because of this large production volume, the coin is considered very common in circulated condition and typically holds only face value in most cases. However, coins in uncirculated condition or those graded MS65 and above can carry additional collector value. Special mint set examples are usually more desirable, especially those with strong eye appeal, clean surfaces, and minimal marks. Coins certified by organizations such as the Numismatic Guarantee Company often achieve higher market prices depending on quality. From a historical perspective, the year 1966 was a period of economic and cultural change in the United States. The country was in the middle of the post-silver coin transition, and the public was still adjusting to the new copper-nickel-clad coinage. The removal of silver from quarters marked a major shift in American monetary policy, and coins like the 1966 quarter represent this important transformation. At the same time, the design continuity of the Washington quarter helped maintain public trust in the currency system, even as its metal composition changed. Today, the 1966 Washington quarter remains a widely collected coin among beginners and advanced numismatists alike. While it is not rare, its historical importance, connection to mid-20th century monetary reform, and association with one of America's most iconic presidents make it a valuable educational piece. It stands as a reminder of how U.S. coinage evolved in response to economic pressures while preserving its symbolic identity. Whether found in circulation or preserved in a collection, the 1966 quarter continues to represent a meaningful chapter in American numismatic history. The 1971 D Washington quarter dollar is a notable example of modern United States coinage from the early 1970s, a period when the American monetary system had already fully transitioned away from silver circulation coins. This quarter belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. By 1971, the design was already deeply established in American currency, and millions of these coins were being produced for everyday circulation. The inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust, reflect both the national identity and the traditional mottos that define U.S. coinage. The 1971 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just below the date. The Denver Mint played a major role in producing circulating coinage for the western and central United States, especially during the high-demand economic period of the early 1970s. This coin is part of the copper-nickel-clad era, which began in 1965, when silver was completely removed from quarters due to rising bullion costs and shortages. As a result, the 1971 D quarter contains a pure copper core, bonded with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance, while remaining inexpensive to produce. The obverse design of the 1971 D Washington quarter features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally created by sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's head is the word Liberty, symbolizing one of the founding principles of the United States. To the left is the motto, In God We Trust, which has been used on American currency for decades as a national expression of faith and tradition. Below the portrait is the date 1971, along with the D mint mark. The design is simple but highly effective, ensuring durability and clear visibility, even after long periods of circulation. On the reverse side of the coin, the design displays a powerful heraldic eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military readiness and defense. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, which represent peace, creating a symbolic balance between war and peace. Above the eagle appears the Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, which represents the unity of the United States as a single nation formed from many states. Around the design are the inscriptions, United States of America, and quarter dollar, clearly identifying the country and denomination. The physical specifications of the 1971 D quarter remain consistent with other clad quarters of the era. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The coin features a reeded edge, originally introduced to help prevent counterfeiting and discourage clipping of precious metal coins in earlier eras. Although it no longer contains silver, the design maintained continuity with earlier Washington quarters, preserving familiarity for the public while adapting to modern economic conditions. In terms of production, the 1971 D quarter was minted in very large quantities, as the demand for circulating currency was extremely high in the United States during this period. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, making them extremely common in circulation today. Because of this high mintage, the coin generally holds only face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with strong luster and minimal contact marks, can be more valuable to collectors. High-grade specimens certified by the Numismatic Guarantee Company or the Professional Coin Grading Service may achieve premium prices depending on condition. From a collector's perspective, the 1971 D Washington quarter is considered a common but essential part of the Washington Quarter series. It is often included in complete date and mint mark collections that span from 1932 onward. While it is not a rare coin, it plays an important role in illustrating the evolution of U.S. coinage during the post-silver era. Collectors often look for coins with full mint luster, strong strikes, or minor mint errors such as die cracks or off-center strikes, which can increase numismatic interest. Historically, the early 1970s were a time of economic adjustment in the United States, including inflation concerns and changes in monetary policy following the removal of silver from circulating coins just a few years earlier. The 1971 D quarter reflects this transitional era in American coinage history. It represents a stable, modernized currency system designed for mass circulation, efficiency, and durability, rather than precious metal content. In conclusion, the 1971 D Washington quarter dollar is an important example of modern U.S. coinage that combines historical symbolism with practical design. Featuring George Washington, produced by the Denver Mint, and composed of copper-nickel-clad metal, it represents both continuity and change in American monetary history. While common in circulation, it remains a valuable educational and collectible piece, symbolizing the evolution of U.S. currency in the post-silver era and the enduring legacy of Washington on American coinage.